Hi, folks. Welcome to our second live stream for Spread Knowledge Members Only Show. Spread Knowledge uses 4,000 data points to essentially predict the profitability of a pick or bet in our system. So what we do is we look back historically at those 4,000 different points of context and essentially try to determine using some machine learning whether or not that pick is profitable or not, and whether you should bet on it. Most bets probably shouldn't be made, but some should be, and those are probably the ones that should be made are probably in the range of maybe 10 to 20% of actually what's on the board. So there's very few bets on the board that actually should be made pre-game. Now that changes for live in-game. Live in-game is a whole different scenario, which we can get into as we kind of go through this. So I'm going to run through, share my screen here, run through kind of how we look at the pick sheet kind of from top to bottom. We'll touch on MLB and then do some NBA as well. So let's see. Hopefully everyone can see my screen here. So what we have here is the home page, right? So when you come into our app after you log in, you come to the home page, you can kind of see the recent results. We've actually been on a heater recently. We've done really well the last couple months, actually, since we released the new machine learning. It's a lot more predictive and a lot more profitable. You can see our A pluses are up 42 units on 1 unit bets. A is not doing so well, probably need to look at that. But B's are up largely too for the USA sports. These numbers include all sports, USA, and also kind of the international tennis and soccer and things like that. So if you click on any one of these sports, you can filter and kind of see the results here for the last 30 days for how that sport has been doing across the board. So I'm going to go up to the top here and click on picks and then pick sheet. That will take us to kind of our parlay card or pick card, depending on how you want to look at it. It kind of shows you all the games that are upcoming, first NBA, then MLB. So we just kind of run through it. Really like the Sixers under tonight. The Sixers have a big point spread, and whenever you see a big point spread, what that usually means is often it will be a blowout. And when there is a blowout, often the games go under. The games go under because the pace of play in the second half slows down, and you start to see a lot of kind of just clock chewing when there's a big blowout happening. And I think that's what you could see here again. I think they played 2 nights ago, the Sixers and the Hawks, and the Sixers won pretty easily. And I think you'll probably see that again here. It's kind of a weird season with the NBA, kind of everybody playing back-to-back kind of games, which is a bit odd, but it's what we have with COVID. So I like that under in the Sixers Hawks. The Celtics Spurs looks like another A on the point spread here, -4.5. That's also a really good bet. That's why the machines like it. The Spurs are not so good this year, even though they've kind of been hot and cold. The Celtics being home should be able to cover that pretty easily. Also look for that live in game, because a lot of times the Celtics kind of will come out a little slow in the first half and then kind of pick it up in the second half and ultimately end up covering. But look for a live in game on that too. Let's see the next A that we can kind of chat over, the Grizz and the Magic. Grizz at home against the Magic. I've personally done very poorly with predicting the Grizz this year, so I don't know. That's probably a stay away for me. But at -12.5, the machines like it. I think the Grizzlies have been kind of destroying the point spread this year in a very positive way. So, we'll see what happens. But machines like that as an A. NetsTrail Blazers, that's definitely a skip for me. The machines think that as well. I mean, it's a skip because, if you look at the total, 241, I mean, so many things can happen in that game, right, that just could send it one way or another. Trailblazers have been hot recently. Nets have had some injuries. but it really could go anyway. And so that's definitely a good stay away. It looks like the same for the Bucks and the Bulls. Probably if I had to go in one direction or another, I might like the Bucks here. They seem to be a better team overall, and they're going to make a push into the playoffs, whereas the Bulls, the Bulls may make the playoffs, but doubt they'll go very far. But clearly the machines kind of don't like a whole lot there. The next A, Jazz Phoenix, over 220. I think that's a pretty solid play. Both these teams are really good and can put up a lot of points. Suns at home. That's the type of game that could kind of go into overtime too. Not that we're kind of banking on that, but it's seems like it could be a solid play. And the last NBA for tonight looks like likes the Kings to cover against the Lakers. You can see that the Kings are a B here at plus 10.5, whereas the Lakers are just a C, right? Lakers obviously have some key players out. So look for the Kings to cover there. Keep scrolling down, get to the MLB. So first game kind of starting in an hour. You have the Cardinals Pirates over 7.5 as an A+. That's a very highly rated pick. So that's a good one. Really like that one. Tigers Yankees, that's kind of a stay away. You can never bet like against or for the Yankees or the Red Sox. There's just too much public money coming in. So if you're going to take any side here, you take the Tigers money line, which pays out like 4-1, which is pretty good. Let's see what else we got. Mets Phillies. So Mets have one of their aces going. Phillies at home. So the plus 1.5 could definitely be a factor with a low run total. So machines like the B for the plus 1.5 and the over. See what else we got here on the board. Marlins Nationals. Looks like this is just a stay away. Machines aren't seeing any profitability in either of these sides. When you see the red X, that's a no action, and it means that there's the same amount of value on this side of the bet as there is on the other side of the bet. So machines basically just say, we see the same amount of value, so stay away. Scroll down to the next A. So next A here is the Rays at home against the Astros, over 7.5. This is an A, highly rated. I'm sure the total is low because they probably have some good pitchers going tonight, which is why you kind of see a lower total. Rays also typically don't have a great offense, at least not perennially, but machines like that as an A, so look for that. Next one here, Braves at the Jays. Another A+ here at 10.5. That's a high total. And the machines also like the under. You can see the under is also an A. So they got an A+ on the over and an A on the under. It's kind of a stay away for me just because the total is so high. And although the pitching is probably poor in this matchup, 10.5 is a lot of runs and probably too many to take on an over. But, who knows? Could go either way. Let's see. Red Sox and Rangers. Looks like a lot of middling here. B's and C's. Same thing with the Indians and White Sox. Although the White Sox have a B here, plus 1.5. White Sox had a big offensive game yesterday. Put up like 11 runs, I think. So their bats could be hot. Kind of like the plus 1.5 here. Their pitching is probably not as good as the Indians pitcher going tonight. You can tell by the run line why the run line is favoring the Indians. But in general, the White Sox have been very profitable recently, so you might want to go with that as a solid B. The Royals Twins here, a couple B's on the away side with the Royals. Royals plus 1.5. We awarded them a B, and the over 7.5 B. I'm not sure you really want to invest with that. Kind of want to stick to the A's. Here's another A+ for the Orioles Athletics. Orioles just got, kind of had a homestand, I think, against the Yankees, where they really didn't put up a lot of runs. And, you could look for them to really kind of put up some runs here at the low total, like 7.5. I actually really like that one a lot. So we'll add that to our ticket. Let's see what else we got here. Some of the late games. Here are two of the last games for tonight. Angels Mariners likes the over again, 8. And you see here the Giants Padres over 7.5. I think we could kind of pick one of these and go with it. I think, one of the things we're going to do is get the pitchers in here so we can see kind of who's pitching on this pick sheet. I think that would help us while we're doing these live shows. But let's see. Let's take one of these. I'm going to take the over with the Giants and the Padres. So we got the over with the Giants and the Padres, the Orioles Athletics over 7.5. Let's see what else we liked up here. I like the Cardinals Pirates over, so I'll take that one as well. Add that to the pick ticket. And then we'll take the JazzSuns over and the Sixers Atlanta under. So we added five picks to our ticket. If we expand the pick ticket up here, you can see I can associate these picks to my account so we can kind of keep track of it as we go. I'm going to start trying to do these live shows every day to try to help people understand how to use our product and ultimately be more profitable. So I added some comments. If you click the comment with the plus, that adds the trends, essentially the top 3 trends for each pick into the comment. So when you click make pick, it submits that comment with your pick, and ultimately that's displayed in our picks feed. So you can kind of see that as we go here. I'll show you the picks feed once these picks are done submitting. So they were submitted. So if we go to, let's go to user picks, user picks. You can see the picks that we just submitted here 1 minute ago, essentially, right? So you can come in here and kind of take a look at some of the other users that are making picks, like Malcolm Pringle makes picks every day. You can see his profit. He's actually been doing really well. So it's great to kind of see what the other users on our platform are picking, so you can kind of learn from them and stay on the side of profit and value. Ultimately, that's what makes sports betting fun, right? It's winning money and being entertained while you do it, right? So let's see what else. Let's touch on the live stuff. So we made 5 picks today, right? We used the 4,000 data points that we processed to make those picks. I clicked on the live picks here. We're actually releasing a new UI for this, maybe as soon as tomorrow. So I can show you that tomorrow on our live stream. But ultimately, you can kind of take a look at what the live point spread is compared to the closing point spread when the game begins, right? And we kind of show the pregame value. So when you see kind of like a big green bar here, and you see an A over here, that's when you want to make that bet. Ultimately, if you have a pregame situation that is an A or a B, and that person or team is losing in the first kind of half of the match, you have a position of very high value that is always profitable. Our live picks win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 times, depending on the sport. It's extremely profitable. It requires a bit more effort because you have to pay attention to what's happening in these matches. But we send you text messages and emails when those situations occur, so you can basically place your bets and earn more money, which makes it more fun. So I'm going to start trying to do these live streams every day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us and supporting Spread Knowledge. Have a good night, everyone. Bye now.